Attention passengers, we will now begin boarding the Starship ferry at the Tribeca Gate for launch 151 to Sydney, Australia. As a reminder, for those subject to seasickness, you can purchase your SpaceX anti-nausea brain chip at any of the 1,200 Starbucks located in the terminal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the SpaceX Starship ferry. Please remember to take all your belongings with you once you board the Starship to your final destination. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the SpaceX Starship. Our flying time to Sydney should be approximately 49 minutes. Please remember to keep your helmets on and harnesses fastened for the duration of the flight. And just a reminder to our guest astronauts going to Sydney today, Starship is fully automated and has no pilots. Also, there will be no galley service. This, of course, because of the short duration of your voyage, not to mention the massive G-loads we will be experiencing. And speaking of loads, there are also no toilets on board, so remember to clinch up tight, and we'll be in Sydney before you know it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sydney, where it is a sunny and balmy 29 degrees. We do hope you have enjoyed your voyage on SpaceX, and as a reminder, please don't forget to bring all your belongings with you and leave your helmet on the seat. Also, we have a receptacle at the exit where you can dispose of your soiled vomit bags. And once again, on behalf of Maximus Aviation, thank you for choosing this video, and don't forget to comment, give us a like and consider subscribing. Also, you can visit our merchandise and buy me a coffee links located in the gift shop comment section below.
This is Maximus Aviation.
Greetings everybody, Maximus here, back in the saddle again after enjoying some American Thanksgiving holiday week time off. I hope all my American subscribers had a fun and safe Thanksgiving. And of course, wherever you are in this great big world of ours, I always wish you peace and safety. So we have a big show for you today, and we will get to that fantastical SpaceX plan to rocket passengers around the world faster than you can order a Domino's pizza. But first, as always, we kick things off with Boeing. Well, Boeing's new rockstar CEO, Kelly Ortberg, continues to live up to his reputation as he continues to whip Boeing back into shape while saving money and cutting waste and cost anywhere and everywhere he can. In his most recent move, he skipped the rank-and-file employees and took his blowtorch straight to the executive wing, literally. Well, the days of Boeing's executives traveling the globe on lavish corporate jets has come to a screeching halt. Well, for a while at least, as Ortberg continues to swing his axe. For decades, the 19 senior Boeing bosses have used 5 company-owned Bombardier Challenger 650 business jets and 2 customized 737 business jets for business as well as personal use. However, Ortberg coincidentally spared his own custom ride, but that's because the company requires its CEO to avoid commercial flights for security reasons, even on personal trips. At the height of the machinist strike in mid-September, Ortberg grounded much of the corporate fleet in an early cost-cutting move, ordering executives to fly on regularly scheduled airline flights. But not only that, but they were told to fly economy only. Ouch. At the time, the strike had completely shut down Boeing, which was hemorrhaging cash, plus the flying restrictions combined with work furloughs and layoffs was a clear message sent by Ortberg to the entire company, not just the underlings. Especially at the time when Ortberg was going from bank to bank with hat in hand looking to raise $24 billion in cash to fund Boeing's comeback. George Ferguson, an analyst with Bloomberg Intelligence, told the Seattle Times that to some degree, I think he was trying to get people's attention. He was trying to show some of the shared sacrifice. And Brian Foley, another aviation consultant, said that the savings wouldn't move the needle for a company with a $58 billion debt load. But Foley estimates Boeing spends about $15 million per year flying its executives around the world. So when the company was cash-strapped and factory workers were in an open revolt about what they viewed as measly paychecks, the move sent a clear message from the new boss. According to Flight Radar 24, Boeing's executive fleet operated just 29 flights in October. That's an 85% decrease from a year earlier. That's down from 56 in September and 146 in August when Ortberg joined the company as CEO. While Boeing will begin to ease its travel crackdown soon, the Seattle Times writes that the tactics provide a glimpse into the priorities and management ethos of the new CEO. Boeing slashed spending on everything from advertising to consultants and catering in September during the strike, which lasted 7 weeks. Additionally, Boeing scrapped its annual rooftop party at the Singapore Grand Prix in September, a typically lavish affair near the Formula One racetrack. In past years, the company provided a generous spread of catering, free-flowing drinks, and complimentary tickets for guests. Boeing also yanked its longtime sponsorship of the Washington International Horse Show in October and skipped China's first ever air show in November. So rock on, Kelly Ortberg, and keep giving us good news to report on Boeing. However, with Boeing good news, there's always some bad. And that bad news comes by way of maybe the most patient person in all of aviation, Sir Tim Clark of Emirates Airways. As last week, he expressed his continued frustration over the Boeing 777 delivery delays, which have significantly disrupted the airline's ambitious expansion plans. Coincidentally, Clark expressed these comments on a day of celebration as the airline was taking delivery of its very first ever A350, which too was late being delivered to the company as well. Speaking at the event marking their first ever A350 delivery, Emirates President Tim Clark expressed concern about the ongoing issues, saying, "We are expansionists, as you know, and we've had our wings clipped," he said. When asked whether the airline might reconsider its order for the delayed jets, Clark indicated a cautious approach. "We'll just have to wait and see," he said. "I'm hoping that with the $21 billion being recently secured and the resolution of the strike, they'll work in the coming months to sort this out." Adding that we're watching very closely, he said. Boeing's new CEO announced in October that the first delivery of the 777X is now expected in 2026, citing development challenges, a pause in flight testing, and the recent labor issues. So what if I told you you could fly from London to New York in just 29 minutes? Or how about Honolulu to Tokyo in the time it takes Domino's to deliver your pizza? Or maybe you're in Sydney and need to get to Delhi in a hurry. You can get there in 49 minutes. Well, possibly in the near future soon you will be able to, providing you don't have a fear of riding on a Starship rocket traveling at 25 times the speed of sound. Elon Musk's original plan was conceived nearly a decade ago. His plan envisioned SpaceX Starship accommodating up to 1,000 passengers, blasting into orbit and traveling parallel to Earth's surface to reach its destination city. And according to the Daily Mail this week, now with the passage of time and a new administration in charge in Washington, and Musk's obvious close ties to the new boss, Elon Musk has recently reaffirmed SpaceX's ambition to revolutionize global travel using its Starship rocket, offering travel times under an hour between cities worldwide. Of course, passengers would experience intense G-forces during liftoff and landing, and in low and zero gravity conditions mid-flight, seatbelts would be required to remain fastened throughout the journey. But back in a 2019 tweet, Musk described his Starship passenger concept as an ICBM, traveling at Mach 25 with a maximum flight duration of 15 to 20 minutes, eliminating the need for traditional aircraft amenities like toilets, food, galleys, or even a pilot area. And Musk has taken the safety of potential passengers in mind, emphasizing that during flights, the passengers would likely remain restrained. Musk compared the experience to Disney's Space Mountain roller coaster, except in this case you'd get on the ride in one continent and you'd exit the ride on another continent, he said. According to the Daily Mail recently, a Twitter user speculated that had President Trump been re-elected back in 2020, the FAA may have already approved SpaceX's ambitious Earth-to-Earth travel plans within a few years. And now, with a new turn in the Oval Office for the now 47th President Trump, this project could be given the green light, to which Musk himself confirmed the feasibility on Twitter, replying, "Indeed, this is now possible." However, of course, while the concept holds transformative potential, a whole slew of regulatory and safety hurdles remain before SpaceX can actually realize this groundbreaking vision. However, don't poo-poo this idea as science fiction just yet, because maybe the Starship as a rocket people mover may still be a ways off. The Starship as a cargo mover, especially for military or super secret missions that don't involve human lives. Now that is a mission that can be realized within just a few years. Plus, it would literally give new meaning to the word UPS. You know, because it's going up, Anyway, stay tuned because it's not even January, and I've already got my popcorn ready. How about you? Let me know down below. So who remembers all the way back to the year 1977, when NASA launched the twin Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft to explore the universe? Well, I sure do. It was big news back in the day. However, no one could have imagined nearly 50 years later these two little old sisters would still be kicking. But now, 47 years old, NASA's firstborn, the Voyager 1, which is 15.4 billion miles, that's 24.9 billion kilometers from Earth, in a distance that grows greater with every passing second. Also, with its decaying plutonium power supply dwindling. Still recently, NASA was shocked to hear that 4 of its instruments still remain operational, even though they are now all working at temperatures and conditions lower than they were ever designed for. And while NASA has never stopped trying to talk to the Voyager sisters, they haven't been heard from in a long time due to low power levels in their little heaters needed to keep them warm. However, much to the delight of NASA and space geeks the world over, on 18 November this year, the little spacecraft that could is once again returning data from its 4 remaining instruments. According to NASA, each spacecraft loses 4 watts of energy per year from its total energy budget, as the decaying plutonium in their onboard radioisotope thermoelectric generator continues to drain. However, if they can reach their half-century mark, which is looking promising, it would be a magnificent achievement, NASA says. The 2 Voyagers may be too old and require constant TLC now, but they are true trailblazers. Having launched mere weeks apart in 1977, they have explored the outer solar system, discovered a wealth of detail about Jupiter and Saturn's moons, including the intricacies of Lo's volcanoes, visited some planets for the first time, and still the only time, Uranus and Neptune. They've passed clean through the Kuiper Belt and exited the sun's heliosphere, entering interstellar space. Yet when their plutonium heartbeats eventually and finally stop beating, the Voyager's journey will not stop. They'll continue their ever-quickening journey as they begin their long orbits around the galaxy. And it's at that point that NASA says their story is just beginning. So Godspeed, little Voyagers. So how about that? I think that went pretty well for my first video back in the saddle after a week of eating, drinking, and making merry. But now that Mary's gone home, and I re-upped at the gym, and I am mere days away from the big 6-0. I am looking forward to a new year of making content for all of you. And with that, I will leave the rest up to you to let me know down below, because you know I won't know until you let me know. And with that, as always, leave the rubber on the runway and your troubles on the ground. And I will see you next time in the air. Yeah, this is Maximus.